Hello all, let's go for chapter 6, The Dead of Night. What are you doing out there in the dead of night? Demanded a voice. Alfred was lying on the floor of the palace library with a figure looming over him. He knew that voice better than his own. Nanny? Shh! She shushed. It is you! Yes, I know it's me, you know it's me, but we don't need the whole world knowing about it. What are you doing here? Asked the boy, scrambling to his feet. I asked first, replied Nanny. This lady must have a name, but everyone called her Nanny. The plump and cheery old girl was in her 80s. She was so old that she'd been alive when there was still sunlight over Britain, before the darkness came. Nanny had looked after 2 generations of royal children, the prince and his father, the king. As a result, she was one of the most trusted members of the royal household. Needless to say, Nanny was the person you would least expect to be up to no good in the dead of night. Well, began Alfred, I was looking for something. What? I don't know. How can you be looking for something when you don't know what you're looking for? That's a very good question, he replied. I think I'll know where to find it. Now, what are you doing here? Just browsing. Browsing? I'm looking for a book. What book? Nanny quickly changed the subject. Oh, look at you. You'll catch your death. A sickly child like you abseiling down Buckingham Palace dressed only in his pyjamas. You must have gone bananas. Now come here, my little prince. The lady drew the boy close and gave him a big hug. Instantly she could feel how cold he was. Alfred looked over her shoulder and saw that the Book of Albion was not in its usual place in the cabinet. Instead, it was on a pile of books on a small table. He thought that was strange, but said nothing. Oh, you're frozen solid, continued Nanny. We'll have to put you straight in a steaming hot bath. Now, come on. No, replied the prince. What do you mean, no? I haven't come this far to be put in the bath. Shower? No. Sink? No. Bidet? No. No, no, no. Why on earth would anyone need a bidet at this time? He thought. I'm looking for an answer, started Alfred. An answer to what? Asked Nanny. To why my mother was taken to the tower. Nanny shook her head and tutted. Oh, yes, I heard about your mother being dragged away. Shouting and screaming she was. I tried to stop the guards. You did? Asked Alfred. Oh, yes, I gave them a piece of my mind and no mistake. Even jumped on the back of one of them. What happened? The old lady shook her head sorrowfully. I was no match for them. There must have been about 6 of them taking her off. They threw me to the floor. Oh, no. Nanny, are you all right? Black and blue I am, she said, rubbing her arms. But Nanny's a tough old bird. I'll survive. She smiled, showing off her false teeth that went clickety-clack whenever she spoke. Do you believe Mamma could really be a traitor? Nanny sighed heavily. It seems far-fetched, but you never know. Sometimes the enemy is closer than you think. This sent shivers down the boy's spine. What do you mean? He asked. I mean, maybe. Just maybe it's true. Alfred felt sick at the thought. Mamma, a traitor? Now come on, my little prince. You're not a well boy. You need to get straight to bed and a double helping of Nanny's special eggy weg in the morning. Alfred gulped. He didn't much like Nanny's special eggy weg, even though he'd been given them every single day of his life. In his heart, he couldn't tell her. There were no fresh eggs in the palace, or indeed anywhere anymore, so these scrambled eggy wegs were made with powdered eggs. They tasted funny. Funny peculiar, not funny. I'm not going to bed, announced the boy before yawning. The events of the night had left him absolutely shattered, but he was determined to fight on. Yes, you are. Straight to bed, young man, and no arguing. But Nanny stood very still. A noise had distracted her. She brought her finger up to her lips and silenced him. Then, With her eye, she indicated the door at the far end of the library. Alfred tiptoed over to it and bent to peer through the keyhole. Nanny was right. There was someone, or something, out there. He put his little eye up to the keyhole and found a giant eye staring back at him. "Shh!" shushed the nanny, as quietly as she could. The all-seeing eye was hovering outside the door, and Alfred felt a wave of fear crash over him. He didn't move, and eventually the eye hovered off down the long corridor. Alfred waited until it was a safe distance away before tiptoeing past the shelves and shelves of books back to Nanny. "Who was it?" she whispered. "It was the eye," whispered Alfred. "Oh, I can't bear that great big nosy beach ball. I once caught it spying on me when I was on the lavvy. Dirty blighter. Did it see you?" "I don't know," said the boy with a gulp. "Well, did it or didn't it?" she pressed, clearly concerned. "I don't know. Maybe." "Maybe," she fretted. "Then maybe we will both be sent to the tower. We need to get out of here, and fast." "Should I go back in the way I came?" "The window? No, snapped Nanny. "You are lucky the guards didn't see you. Someone scaling the wall of the palace at night. You could have been blasted from here to Timbuktu." "Then how?" Just then they heard the handle on the door to the library turn. Click! Someone was about to march in.